Welcome to my channel. My name is Jeff and I am the Grumpy Carnivore. Today is day 22 of my Carnivore Reboot and day 293 of my carnivore journey. Now, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I started my carnivore journey back in April 10th of 2024, and I had lost right at 100 pounds at Thanksgiving. I started my journey at 460 pounds, and I am now, at Thanksgiving, I got down to 360. And that was strictly doing carnivore with typically one 48 to 72 hour fast once a month. And I also did OMAD, 1 meal a day, several times a week during that stretch. But that one meal did consist of about 16 ounces of meat, 6 eggs, half a stick of butter. One of the things that I did keep track of there for about a month or two during that process was macros and calories, and then once I knew about where I was and what I needed to eat to get my fat and protein ratios correct, and I always strive to get that 70-30 fat to ratio every day. Now, I did have a max of 2,500 calories is what I wanted my max to be. I wanted to get at least 1,500, but a max of 2,500. And I know on the carnivore diet, people say, don't worry about your caloric intake. It's all going to come out at the end. Eat when you're hungry. Don't eat when you're not hungry. But when you've been trained for so long to keep track of certain things, sometimes that just sticks in the back of your mind, and you just want to see where you're at. You want to stay within a range to help your sanity, and it's really an individual quest. You learn what works for you. I learned what worked for me. People told me, don't weigh myself every day. I got to see those numbers. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated. Whether it's a weight gain, weight loss, whether it's 0.2 loss or it's a three pound gain, it motivates me. It keeps me going. I just can't sit on the sideline because I keep getting that thought process in my head. Am I doing right? Am I losing the weight? Now, I did start this journey back in April as a weight loss, and I've been successful so far. I still have about another 100 pounds to lose, and but what's happened other than the weight loss is my anxiety level. I've suffered from social anxiety most of my adult life, and I didn't want to go anywhere, didn't want to go to the store, didn't want to go out to eat, didn't want to do any of that stuff. Well, I'm learning that that's not a problem anymore. That's kind of been pushed to the side. So my anxiety level has come way down. Don't get me wrong. I still have anxiety periodically, but that anxiety that I fought most of my adult life, I don't feel that no more. Okay? Mental clarity. I can think faster. I can recall stuff better. Is that because of the carnivore diet? I don't know, but I can tell you that ever since I started this diet, I've been noticing things like that. Here's something that a lot of people don't talk about. I've had skin tags fall off. Yes, that shocked the hell out of me. And then I started researching it, and sure enough, sticking to the carnivore diet, you can actually have skin tags that fall off. And so that's a plus. You I had lymphedema in my lower legs, and I was just telling my wife the other day, my legs look like I have chicken legs now. Uh, it's helped with my swelling. I've gone down two shirt sizes. Went from a 6XL to now I'm in a 4XL, and I think I'm going to have to go down to a 3XL here before too long. I haven't been in a 3XL since 2006. 19 years was the last time I think I was wearing a 3XL. That's crazy. It's crazy for me to hear myself say that. But it's working for me. So today I decided to do something a little different, kind of go back, reach back in my bag of tricks, see where I'm at, make sure I'm doing right. I was watching another carnivore YouTube channel, and he started posting his numbers. Brett Wilford, shout out to you. Go check out his page. He's been doing this. He's almost to his 100-day carnivore journey, and he kickstarted it first of the year again, just like I have. He's been doing great. Brett Wilford, proud of you, man. Keep it up. But he inspired me in a couple of his last videos to get back on MyFitnessPal. See where my macros are. See where my calories are. Make sure that I'm still within that 70-30 range, and make sure that I'm still at that 2,500 calorie or the 1,500 to 2,500 calorie mark. Still eating the same stuff. So after I got up this morning and did my normal morning routine, I weighed in. And as you know, yesterday I weighed in at 348.6 pounds. That was right before I broke my fast. So yesterday I did have a little bit smaller breakfast yesterday, which is going to be hamburger and eggs, butter. That's my typical morning breakfast. But then I had some pulled pork yesterday afternoon. I mentioned that in my last video. And then, so this morning, I knew I was going to gain a little bit of weight. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be a pound, 2 pounds, 4 pounds, or something like that, because I know after you break a fast, and I was fasting for 51 hours, that your body uses that. It has that fluctuation. I've always had that after I broke a fast. So this morning when I stepped on the scale, surprisingly, I gained 1.2 pounds, and I was at 349.8. Extremely happy with that little amount. And today, right back into the full carnivore journey. And my breakfast consisted of, I had 8 ounces of 80/20 hamburger. I had 3 ounces of breakfast sausage, and half a stick of butter, just like I normally do, and 6 eggs. So that was my breakfast this morning. And then this afternoon, afternoon snack, I call it my afternoon snack, I ended up having 12 ounces of pulled pork again. I have a lot of pulled pork left. I had probably close to 7 pounds of pulled pork left from the wedding that I catered for my daughter. But anyway, so I had about 12 ounces of pulled pork. And when I smoke the pulled pork, it's my own seasoning. I don't put sugar in it. I don't put sugar in any of my smoked meats. And then I use butter also as the fat component. as well as all the pork fat that comes along when you smoke pork butt. But I had 12 ounces of that. So I did put it into MyFitnessPal just to see where I was at. And the numbers that I came up with were quite interesting. So, like I said, my max goal for caloric intake is 2,500. And all of that plugged in was 2,294. So I had 2,294 calories today. And I still have 206 calories, but I'm not hungry now. I'm satisfied. I'm good for the rest of the night. No worries. Now, the interesting part is when I go and I look at my macros, I wasn't for sure where I was going to be with the 70-30 fat to protein ratio because of the pulled pork. Even though it has fat in it, just wasn't sure where that was going to be. So when I checked my macros, I was at a 73-26 fat to protein ratio. And it kind of surprised me. I was at 1% carbs. So I went back and started looking at, okay, what had carbs in it? And MyFitnessPal is telling me that eggs have carbs in it. And I was like, well, okay, well, that's a first for me. But all in all, 1% carbs ended up being only 5 grams of carbs. But it calculated it up as 1%. So I'll take that as still extremely carnivore. So I'm right there at the 70-30 fat to protein ratio. I felt extremely good about that. I feel extremely good about the day that I've had today, the day that I had yesterday. I do anticipate a weight loss in the morning, and we're going to see what happens there. I don't test my glucose. I don't have any lances or strips to test glucose. I had meter way back in the day. I'm not diabetic. I'm not pre-diabetic. The last time I had my numbers run, my A1C was 5.2, and my resting glucose was at the resting glucose. When I say that, I mean the 3-month glucose. I was at a 97, and the day of the test, I was at 88. That was my last. Blood count through the doctor. But like I said, that was September of last year. Doctor was extremely happy with all my numbers. All my numbers had come back into. When I first tested, I had numbers that were normal high and some of that were normal low, but they were still in the normal range. But all those numbers come back into the middle, just about straight up and down. So doctor was extremely happy. He never heard of the carnivore. Made fun of me the first time and called me a lion, But I actually talked about that in a previous video. May have been my very first one about blood work. What I did the first time, the second blood work. One in May, one in September last year. Not due to get my blood work again until May of this year, and looking forward to comparing from May of last year to May of this year, see where all my numbers are. But great day, had good numbers, MyFitnessPal, and I may do it again tomorrow. I'm not as concerned with my numbers. I typically eat the same boring stuff every day. However, my wife requested chicken wings this week. And while I was up at the store picking up some chicken wings, I picked up a rack of ribs. We're going to throw down later on this weekend with some chicken wings and some ribs. So looking forward to that. But that's all I got for today. Up 1.2 pounds from yesterday after I broke the fast. And tomorrow, looking for a little loss, try to drop back down. And whether you're keeping up with the numbers or not, 100 110 pounds and 2 ounces. Lost, as of today, 293 days on this journey, 22 days on my reboot. So come back tomorrow, see how I did today on my on the weight loss, see where my numbers are at, and might have something else to talk about. But until then, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me a comment. I've been reading a lot of great comments. Sorry I can't respond to everything. I try to respond as much as possible to you guys, but I love reading your comments. They're inspiring, and I just enjoy it. So come back, see me tomorrow, see where I'm at. Until then, God bless. See you tomorrow.